Ahem. Class, listen up. Molecules are like people in traffic. Bumping, sweating, screaming. Hey, no laughing.
Yo, Miss Coleman's coming.
I teleported right back to my seat as Miss Coleman stormed in like the FBI busting down the wrong door, only to slip on a banana peel and land straight on her tenured behind.
Harper!
And that, my friend, is how you earned attention like a pro. Hi, I'm Harper, prank enthusiast and hat aficionado. But believe it or not, that wasn't even my most chaotic moment. Enter the hat incident. I was in the back row of the school auditorium zoning out while Quinn, our student body president walking rulebook, droned on. Then genius struck.
Hey Quinn, if I wear a fancier hat, does that count as school spirit?
Whole auditorium giggled. Success.
Hyper, front and center. Uh-oh, you violated the school's dress code. Hat off now. But it's kind of my thing. Like how being terrifying is yours, Lana.
The VP henchwoman smirked and yoinked. Off went the hat, and there it was. My elephant ears. The room went dead silent.
Relax. They're just ears, not satellite dishes. Okay, maybe slightly. NASA approved.
No one laughed, so I left. Before Shane could punch me, I was gone. Oh, and here's a secret, my ears? They really work like satellite dishes. I can hear everything, even from rooms away.
Did you see her ears? She could fly with those.
Someone get Dumbo Girl a pilot license already.
I covered my ears. I'd heard stuff like that since I was 5. That's why I joke first so it hurts less. After that day, Dumbo Girl stuck. In the cafeteria, they flapped their ears at me, plastered elephant flyers on my locker. I tried everything, beanies, bandanas, huge headphones, but nothing worked.
Remember? No hats, unless you've got something unusually aerodynamic to hide.
There was nowhere safe except the old broadcast booth. That's where I heard them. The whispers no one was meant to hear.
They told me to change the votes. What was I supposed to do? If I said no, I'd be off the student council before lunch.
But you deleted the ballots. Lana, that's fraud.
It's not me. It's the circle. I just follow their orders.
What did I just hear? Rumor said a secret circle ran the school students controlled, principal a puppet. Lana confirmed it. I had to tell people, but I'd be done for. So that night, I distorted my voice, recorded the truth, and released it. By morning, it spread everywhere. Lana vanished, name gone, locker empty. That's when I knew the circle had moved. By lunch, messages flooded in.
Can you please find out who's actually behind the prom queen votes? My friend was leading for weeks and suddenly dropped off the list.
I got kicked out of jazz band for no reason. The circle's gotta be behind it, right?
You're the only one saying what we're all too scared to say.
That gave me a purpose. To be the voice in the walls. And just like that, my podcast was born with one: expose the circle and bring justice to the table. At school, I stayed low-key, but secretly, I was listening, connecting the dots. And what did I find? Rich kids with last names stamped on library wings, sons and daughters of donors, board members, local politicians, the type who didn't need talent when they had trust funds and parent-teacher influence on speed dial. They were buying their way into homecoming court, varsity teams, even valedictorian slots. Meanwhile, the student council hit crisis mode, scrambling to protect the school's shiny facade.
Beware of false information from unauthorized media. Trust only official school sources. Engaging with illegal broadcasts will result in disciplinary action.
Too bad for them. Teens love forbidden fruit as much as free Wi-Fi. I couldn't just walk around saying I was the podcast girl. Security was everywhere. CCTV, bag checks, constant interrogations.
Do you know anything about the illegal broadcast?
I played dumb, which was already my default setting. But all of this got me thinking, could the student council have anything to do with the circle? So I listened harder. That's when I heard Quinn on call with someone mysterious.
You were supposed to handle this. We didn't make you student body president so you could fall apart over a podcast.
I'm trying. They're careful. Smarter than I thought.
Careful doesn't mean invisible. The circle is losing their patience. Find them fast.
There it was. Confirmation gift wrapped in guilt. That night, I dropped the news. The next day, the whole school was buzzing. Petition Step Down Quinn exploded by the final bell. Quinn, former student body president, straight A, overachiever. The circle's golden girl was officially out, and I felt victorious. A few days later, I was grabbing snacks at the store when I spotted Quinn pushing a shopping cart with her grandma. But then I noticed something weird. Her grandma was clinging to a plastic dinosaur like it was the crown jewels.
We can't afford that, Granny. If we get the toy, we have to skip dinner.
Suddenly, her grandma broke down, crying like a child. Quinn looked lost and panicked. I almost helped, but I didn't. My ears kicked in.
That's the girl with the sick grandma. Dementia, they said.
Dementia isn't that thing where your brain slowly forgets everything. Memories, logic, even the people you love.
I heard her parents passed away. Now she's juggling alone, school, hospital bills, and a grandma who barely remembers her half the time.
That's when it clicked. Quinn wasn't some cold-blooded puppet master. She was surviving. And just as guilt started creeping in, the store speakers came on, blasting my podcast. The exact episode where I took down Quinn. Her grandma blinked, grip loosened, eyes steadied, like someone just flipped a switch in her brain.
Quinn, what are they saying? Is that about you?
It landed like a brick. Quinn just stood there, holding the weight of the world.
I don't understand. I thought I raised you better than this.
Something inside Quinn just broke. She slowly knelt beside her grandma, wincing as the sobs grew louder. It was like whatever was holding her together all this time finally gave out. I couldn't stand and watch anymore. I had to step in.
Hey, what? Here to rub it in? Call me pathetic? A sellout? No, I didn't know you were carrying all of this alone. The Circle have been paying for Granny's hospital bills. I owe them more than I can ever pay back.
Sitting there, watching the girl I'd taken down completely wrecked, I started wondering if being right was ever the same as being kind. No one tells you how blurry the line gets between calling out injustice and accidentally crushing someone stuck in the middle of it. I had to do something. So the next morning, I got to school early before anyone else. The plan was get to the booth, tell the truth, clear Quinn's name. But the second I opened the door, nearly jumped.
Harper, it was you. You're the one behind all this. How did you... I followed the podcast signal. You led me here. Quinn, I was gonna... Doesn't matter. I have to report this to the Circle. Don't. If you go back, you'll forever be stuck doing their dirty work while they get to stay clean. This is your chance to walk away, to redeem yourself. It's not that easy. I'm doing this for Granny's sake. Then let me help. We can figure this out. Toget. Did you hear that? Hear what?
I focused, tuning everything else out, and picked up on a weak, panicked voice calling out.
It was Quinn's grandma.
Without waiting, I bolted. By the time I got there, she was neck-deep in water. I jumped in, swam through the cold water and got to her, pulled her to the edge. Later, at the hospital, her granny was stable. Finally, we sat in the hallway, quiet and completely drained.
This was all my fault. She followed me to school and then slipped and fell into the pool. I don't know how, but you saved her. It's my ears. They're freakishly sharp. And to think I used to make fun of them. I'm sorry, Harper. Really, I'll keep your secret. I owe you that much. So, what about the Circle? I'm done. I'll tell you everything I know. Names, what they did, how they rigged the system. But the leader, I've never seen them, I swear. But I can promise you, from now on, I'll do the right thing. Then keep that promise for yourself. You're not the villain of this story, Quinn. But you get to decide how it ends. And about your grandma's treatment, let me handle it. What do you mean? I'll explain your situation as planned on the podcast. Then we launch a fundraiser. There's gotta be people out there who care and want to help. Someone actually trying to do good. Of course there's a catch. I knew it. You're co-hosting the podcast with me. You've got dirt, I've got reach. Together, we take this system down.
Quinn let out a breath, a real smile forming for the first time in forever. We bumped fists, half exhausted, half ready for war. Enemies turn allies, wounds still healing, but purpose clear. The podcast was no longer just my voice in the walls, it was ours. And the Circle. They had no idea what was coming.
Hi, my name is Bree from Toronto. Please like and subscribe. I was never very good at school, like ever. It was just always so hard even if I tried. I could hardly ever focus with all the noisy kids and the screaming teachers, and I hated the piles of homework. You see, it's not like my parents ever helped me with it. In fact, they just made it really difficult to study because they were of the loudest people on earth. They do nothing but watch television, play music, or have parties. I failed first grade, So Mom paid my next teacher $1,000 and free haircuts to pass me. My parents also lied to their friends about me.
Bree, oh, she's so smart. Smartest one in her class, in fact, is a good thing. We enrolled her in that private school on the other side of town. They really focus on gifted kids there.
It's one of the best schools in the country. Almost guaranteed she gets into college.
They lied and lied, but one day the truth came out. I accidentally heard my parents talking.
Why can't she be smart like our friends' kids? She's nothing but an embarrassment.
No, honey, she's not. She's special. She just needs time.
Listen to me very carefully. She's not special. She is dumb.
And for the first time in my life, I knew Dad was right. When I got to the 5th grade, I found out it was much harder than every other year before. Sometimes I cry at night because everything feels too hard and I feel so stupid. When I was 12, I started Miss Anderson's class and failed on my first try.
I can't believe I'm going to have you in my class again. Start working harder. Bree, being pretty won't get you anywhere in life.
Well, at least that's one nice thing everyone agreed on. I was really pretty, and thanks to Mom's beauty salon, I always looked perfect at school. I could see other girls eyeing me enviously, but they didn't know that I envied them. One day, I was running a little late on the first day of my second time in 5th grade, and Miss Anderson wasn't in the classroom when I walked in. All the kids chanted together, "Good morning, being Miss Anderson." The new dummies thought I was the teacher. "Good morning, class. Today we're going to have some fun with math." I grabbed a marker and started writing on the whiteboard. If a grumpy old woman started teaching math 25 years ago when she was 60 years old, how old is she today?
85.
Oh, use your indoor voices, kids. But good job. Now what if...
What do you think you're doing?
There was Miss Anderson in the doorway, breathing like a dragon. Well, she sent me to the principal's office. Days later, I became friends with Melinda. She's a genius. She could spell all sorts of gigantic words, do math sums in her head, and rattle off the entire periodic table. I became a little obsessed with her. I wanted to find out more about what made her so smart. So of course, I decided to follow her home one day. While she was having lunch downstairs, I snuck into her room to take a peek, and I gasped. I'd never seen so many books in my life. I saw a box of chocolates on her desk, and quickly popped a few into my mouth. Maybe eating these made her smarter. Just then, I turned around in horror to see Melinda and her parents behind me. They thought I was some kind of kidnapper or thief, but they seemed even more weirded out when Melinda told them I was in her class.
Yeah, she's super dumb. She probably got lost and thinks this is her house now. Go away, stupid.
And I ran off before I got into any trouble. Of course, Melinda never spoke to me again. I finished the 5th grade by some miracle. On my first day of the 6th grade, a boy named Dante showed up to drop off lunch for his little sister. I knew him the moment I saw him. He was one of the smart people I was stalking on Facebook. He was in 10th grade and just so cute. He started walking towards me because I was sitting next to his sister. I wanted to impress a smart guy like him, so I jumped onto the table and started eating a banana.
Are you okay?
Never better. Do you know that chimpanzees eat 150 pounds of bananas each day?
That's a lot of bananas, actually. Are you done with your amount of bananas for the day?
Did he just call me a chimpanzee?
Which one is yours?
Mina, I have only one banana.
What? Which one is your brother or sister?
Oh, that one. That one's mine. I pointed to some random boy on the playground.
That's not your brother, Bree. You don't have one. Bree in my class don't.
So, you're a 6th grader? Can someone be this dumb? I know you're like super pretty, but that doesn't mean you just stop using your brain, you know?
What a total jerk. His sister grinned from ear to ear and said,
"He likes you."
Well, I barely finished the 6th grade as well, and when I went to middle school, I finally understood what hell meant. Mean girls were making fun of me all the time for being older and dumb. All they cared about was makeup and fashion. Since I was an expert in makeup and hair, eventually the girls started becoming friends with me, and I really liked being the popular girl, and I almost forgot about me not being smart enough. That is, until one day I accidentally found out that my so-called girlfriends were having a study session with the smartest boys in the class before the exams. When I asked why they never told me about these sessions, one of them said,
"Bree, you don't need these sessions. It's not like he'll pass the exams. They won't help you with anything."
"Neither do you. You just go there to make out with the boys."
Yeah, it's amazing to kiss and be kissed while studying, but you will never experience that dummy.
I was so angry that I almost lunged at her, but I held myself back and walked away. That day, I went home determined to study hard, harder than any other time, but my parents didn't respect my new study habits. They were as loud and obnoxious as ever. One day before I was studying for a big test, they threw a huge part and invited all their friends. I tried to focus in my room, but the beat was pounding in my ears, and I had to go downstairs to talk to my parents. "Can you guys please keep it down? I'm trying to study."
What for? You're not going to graduate anyway.
Mom tried to calm things down, but Dad was still being a jerk and just raised his voice even more. Once when I was in the 9th grade, I was studying in the library, and a boy at the table next to me got up and scraped his chair across the floor. It was so loud that I screeched and I instantly covered my ears. He came to me and said,
What's wrong?
You didn't hear that. The chair was so loud it hurt my brain. He looked at me for a second and said that I might have a condition similar to his.
And it's called hyperacusis.
Hyper what?
Hyperacusis is oversensitivity to sound. You hear things much louder than they really are. I'm sure it affects your concentration too, just like me.
After some tests, it turned out that he was right. I was really happy because it meant that I wasn't actually stupid. I just had trouble focusing because of my condition. So from that to stay on, I made sure to always cover my ears with headphones when studying. Studied really hard for a math exam and was sure I'd get a high grade, but I only got AD.
Oh, so you actually thought that headphones would help you with anything? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, even from someone as dumb as you.
Stop it. I keep telling you she's not dumb, she's special.
And that day, I just snapped. Both of you just cut it out. Dad, I thought my intelligence was my biggest problem, but having you as a father is the worst thing that has happened to me. And Mom, I'm not special. Do you need to believe I'm special to love me? I'm your daughter. You should accept me and love me just as I am. And with that, I stormed off. The next day, I left my parents for good. I was old enough to move out and I got a waitressing job after school and, well, I really loved it. After my shift, I'd often sit at the cafe with my headphones on and do my homework. One day, while I was studying, I looked up to see a handsome guy sitting in front of me. It was Ethan. He came to the cafe regularly, and I had such a crush on him ever since he told me that he was some data analyst.
Hey, you didn't hear me with those headphones on, and you look really busy with your chemistry homework. Which grade are you doing?
Oh my god, he'd seen what I was working on. This was so embarrassing. I'm almost about to graduate high school, and you must think I'm really dumb now, huh?
No, I think it's amazing you're putting yourself through school. The only thing that matters is that you're educating yourself, and there's no time or age limit on it. Also, will you go out with me?
Our first date was on Christmas, and I wished Ethan Happy Christmas, but he said he was Jewish, so I said, Happy Jewish Ethan. Ethan burst out laughing, thinking I was joking, and I realized what I'd said only after I got home, and I cringed so hard. So from that moment on, I kept reading a lot of stuff before meeting him, and I kept a notebook with me to write down all his comments so I could mention them again to show him I was smart. A year later, Ethan proposed to me and I said yes. He invited all his smart, intelligent friends to the wedding, and it was so intimidating, especially the smart female colleagues. I just started crying while dancing with Ethan in front of everyone, but they all thought it was happy tears. For the next 2 years, we kept trying to get pregnant, but it didn't happen. Ethan told me not to worry about it, but I started feeling even more insecure. Everybody could be a mom. Was I going to fail at this too? To our delight, I got pregnant a few months later and gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, Anna. The minute I saw her face, I knew I would be a good mom, and I was. Once Anna didn't stop crying and I noticed her lips were slightly blue, I immediately knew something was wrong and we had to take her to the hospital. When the doctor checked her, he was impressed. He looked into my eyes and said,
"That's actually really smart that you were able to. The problem right away."
That was the first time someone said that to me, and it was a freaking educated doctor. From that moment, I started to understand that it was okay not to be perfect or the smartest. I could still be someone who could raise a good kid. 3 years later, it's Anna's first day at school today, and I can't wait to learn all sorts of new things from her. Not everyone who struggles in school is unintelligent. Each person faces challenges that others may not see. When we understand ourselves and find the right way to learn, we can overcome any limits.
Hi, I'm Stormy. Please like and subscribe. I lived with my parents in a small city in the States. My parents loved me loads, and I was living a simple, peaceful life until I discovered something strange about me on my 5th birthday. When I was about to thank the guests after the party, I felt quite nervous with everyone staring at me. Thank you all for coming to my birthday. What a fumble. That's the first time I realized I stutter in nervous situations. Everyone around me laughed, and I just ran away. I sat by the pool, crying when a girl my age with glasses came and sat down near me.
Hey, I'm Nora. We just moved here. I know speeches suck. Yuck. I hate them too.
She wiped my tears, and I instantly put my arm around her. It felt like we were destined to be friends. Mommy takes me to the park every night. Want to come along? It'll be fun. And so, we met at the park every evening, and soon we became best friends. One such day, I saw another girl with Nora. As I approached them, the girl started laughing.
Don't tell me you're friends with her! Isn't she the dummy who said thank you at her birthday party?
Yeah, I did. But what's your problem?
You're such a stupid combo, Stormy! The dummy and no eyes Nora!
Ha 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 ha! She laughed and pulled Nora's glasses. Nora reached out for them, but the girl threw them on the ground and stomped on them. I lost it! I kicked her hard, and she fell on her butt. How dare you mess with my friend?
Your friend? She's my sister, you moron! Get lost!
What? Turned out she was Nora's twin sister, Leah. She gave Nora a death stare and ran to complain to her mom. She can't be your sister, Nora. She's awful.
Yeah, she is. That's why I didn't introduce her to you before. We just never get along. But thanks for standing up for me.
Days passed and we all started going to the same school. Whenever Leah or anybody bullied me or Nora, we always stood up for each other. Life was good until one day in the 6th grade, Nora told me the saddest news.
Their family was moving to New York City. I don't want to go, but my dad's got some big job there and he can't miss it. I'm so sorry.
She hugged me, and we both burst into tears while Leah mocked and laughed at us. And that's the last day we all met. I missed Nora so much that I didn't even attend school for days. But then, Mom and Dad encouraged me. Slowly, I started focusing more on my studies and became a school topper. But when I was in high school, my parents came up with a strange plan. They wanted me to move in with my aunt in New York for a better education. I wasn't so happy to leave them, but I agreed. When I reached New York, Aunt was so pleased to have me. She took me shopping around the city and got me all ready for my new school. Stepping into the big school, I felt like I was in a movie. I walked straight up to my class in the 9th grade, but almost all the seats were taken. I was gazing around when suddenly a girl waved at me. Me?
Yeah, come on up. Here's a seat.
That was so sweet. I walked near her, but then I noticed from her smile, she's someone I knew. OMG, Nora, is that you? You look amazing, and you got contacts.
I know. Gotta make some changes.
And you're beautiful as ever, too. We shouted in excitement while the whole class stared at us like crazy. Nora took me out on a tour around the school, and we bumped into Leah.
Oh God, you again! How many more losers can a class of grade 9 hold?
And she had a set of minions here too around her. Seems like she hadn't changed one bit. Well, maybe you can leave and never come back so the class will be one loser less. Nora and I laughed and high-fived. Leah looked like she was about to attack me, but some teacher walked by just then and I escaped. Later that day at lunch, I sat down with Nora at a table, and the next minute, 2 girls brought us food as if in a restaurant.
Hey, don't you know I'm on a diet? Take this burger back and get me a salad and... Oh, one for Stormy too.
No, really, it's fine. I can get my own lunch. Thanks.
Hey, why? Easy girl, see, she's already going. Now chop chop.
Whoa! I was surprised to see she was a big shot in the school with her own set of minions. As we were eating, Leah was sitting a few tables away, and I saw a strange grin on Nora's face.
Now watch the show.
Saying that, she walked straight to Leah with a bottle of water. She silently poured the whole bottle onto her food. Leah snapped and pushed her hard. Nora fell down with a scream.
Ah! Look, guys, she slapped me and pushed me down for no reason. Do you want such a mean girl to be your president?
Stop embarrassing yourself, Nora! You're going to lose no matter what you try!
We'll see about that.
What was happening? When she came back to her seat, I asked Nora. What was all that about Nora, and I saw that you started it. That wasn't very nice of you.
Why? I told you. You got to change to fit into the world or you'll lose. Well, here I mean the school president election. I'm running and so is Leah, and I have to beat her butt.
I wasn't liking her cheap winning tactics, but she was my friend. And when she asked me to help prepare posters for her campaign, I did. The day before the election, the candidates had to give their final speech in front of all the students, and the second student had to speak in favor of each candidate too. I was praying Nora wouldn't look up to me, but she did, and I really had to step up. I started off confidently, but suddenly I realized how many pairs of eyes were on me, and I lost my nerve. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is vote for no. No, Nora! And the whole school ended up shouting in chorus.
No, Nora!
Nora looked furiously at me and stormed off. I called her out, but she didn't stop. Gosh, I'd messed up, but I hadn't done it on purpose. She shouldn't have asked me. And when the election results were announced, Leah was declared the winner. I knew Nora would be really mad, but I had no idea what she'd do next. Just as the previous president was putting the president badge on Leah, Nora came charging straight at her onto the stage and knocked Leah over. She ripped the badge right off her shirt. I jumped onto the stage to stop her, but just then, she pulled Leah's hair and it came off. OMG, it was a wig! Everyone looked stunned to see Leah hairless. Nora just stood there grinning, while Leah looked around horrified.
I thought you'd at least keep this promise, Nora! You suck!
She burst into tears and ran off. As Nora walked off the stage, I went after her and grabbed her arm. Are you crazy, Nora? How could you do something so awful to your own sister? Who are you? What have you become?
Who are you to ask me that, you stuttering moron? You cost me the election too.
She pushed me so hard that I hit the wall. I lost it. I attacked her back and it was a big fight that landed both in detention. But at least I was clear about something now. I was not going to be friends with her ever again. I didn't even know who she was anymore. I felt bad for Leah, but she didn't show up for days, and Nora was just going out of control. She made the whole class sign a petition for a re-election and sent it to the principal. Worse, she used Leah's absence and told everyone she was the acting president.
So class, today, we're all going to skip the math test and go watch the soccer team's rehearsals. They're amazing!
We're not listening to you, Nora. You can go if you want, but we'll be right here in class.
You always were such a loser nerd, Stormy. Don't talk back to your president. You are skipping math. Everyone will. Because I said so.
That was insane. And there was no way I was going to listen to her. I stayed back in class, and I was glad at least some of the other kids did too. Weeks passed, and finally Leah showed up for the exams. But she wasn't the same girl anymore. She sat in the last seat in class and didn't talk to anyone the whole day. I decided to go talk to her. When I went to her at lunch, she immediately stood up and started walking away. Hey, wait up! You don't have to run away from anyone. If you start running, you'll have to do that your whole life. Just stop. And she did. She came back and sat down next to me for lunch, and I saw Nora and her gang staring at us from afar. But I couldn't care less. I shared my lunch with Leah, and slowly, she started getting comfortable. She told me she got a strange condition called alopecia a year ago, which made her lose most of her hair. She even apologized for being so mean towards me.
You know, all these years, I thought being mean to people says you're tough and strong. The way I treated you and Nora till now, I think I deserve this shame.
No, you didn't deserve it, Leah. It was cruel. But I'm glad you realized your mistakes, and I hope this means we can be friends now. We started hanging out in school, and even at my place to study together. And she was actually quite easy to get along with. We aced the exams, and I was really looking forward to junior prom, but Leah seemed reluctant.
Actually, I don't think junior prom is a good idea, but you should go! It's just me!
Oh, come on, Leah. You're the president now.
You mean the hairless president? If only it was a Halloween party. You could come as Voldemort and win. Ha ha ha.
Shut up, Nora. There's a big difference between being hairless and heartless. You should be more worried about how ugly you are on the inside.
How come you don't stutter at all when you raise your voice at me, Stormy? Was it a plan to make me lose the election then?
Think whatever you want to. I don't care. See you at prom. Leah and I walked out. I took her shopping that evening, and we got some beautiful dresses for the big eve. And I bought something that shocked Leah, a bald wig. This is gonna complement my costume. I'm gonna show everyone. Being hairless is a fashion in itself. How about you? She cried and hugged me tight. I held Leah's hand tight and took her to prom. Beautifully hairless. Some gossiped, many were speechless. When I saw my friends smiling with confidence, that made me happy. Nora mocked us and laughed, but no one backed her up.
Hey, knock it off, Nora. Leah looks lovely, and it's brave of her to come like this.
Yeah, and we all like Stormy too. She's really nice.
Nora lost her mind and picked up some juice glasses to fling at us. But just then, the principal happened to walk by, and the juice went straight in her face. She immediately kicked Nora out of the event. That felt like a victory. Just like that, we were at the end of high school. We got some great news. Leah and I got placed in the same university on scholarship. The last day at school, I walked into the restroom to find Nora sitting in a corner, bawling like a baby. Hey, Nora, you okay? What happened?
Ugh, you of all people, why are you here? Just leave me alone.
Sure I will. Right after you tell me what's wrong with you.
What do you want to know, huh? That I'm a real loser? Fine. fine. I'm dumb and stupid and I failed all my exams and I won't graduate from high school this year and I've lost all my popularity and everybody hates me. Happy to hear that, Stormy.
Why would that make me happy, Nora? We used to be best friends and I miss that person. But maybe this is a chance for you to set things right before you leave this place. Be nicer to your new classmates and they won't hate you. You said you have to change to fit in, and I guess you need to change into the better, kinder version of yourself now. I know you can. She looked at me silently as I gently patted her on the shoulder, and then I walked away.